Hello there gorgeous gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we've got another review for you, and this time it's Visage for PS4, Xbox One and PC, though in this video we're looking at the PS4 version of the game running on PS4 Pro, and a review code was provided by the publisher. Many horror games have attempted to recapture the rare feat that was Kojima's PT. The cancelled Silent Hill game has sparked a mini subgenre of exploring the creepy suburban home, with heavy psychological elements being the centerpiece. Developer Sad Square Studio is the next to join the ranks with their game Visage. However, will fear be found at every creaking corridor corner for the right reasons? Before we carry on with this video, do us a favour and hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and don't forget the bell icon so that you're the first to know when we've got new stuff. Cheers my dears. You assume the role of Dwayne and you wake up in a pool of blood, finding yourself in a dark, dreary, empty room. Soon afterwards, you receive a phone call from a neighbour saying that they haven't seen you in about 3 weeks and they're worried. From here, you travel through the forgotten rooms and corridors of the residence to unravel the secrets that are crawling within the walls. It becomes clear in this abandoned house, not all is what it seems. Through the chilling house, there will be cues in the form of items that can be interacted with to activate different chapters. Each of these 4 chapters will tell a different tragic story of the house and the poor unfortunate souls who once resided within. The chapters have many barriers to overcome, in the form of confusing puzzles to be solved and clues for you to hunt down. Quite often, it felt like I was playing a twisted game of follow the leader, with the music on mute. It wasn't always obvious what moves the game wanted me to perform next in the sequence, and it expected no margin of error when performing these tasks, otherwise it was impossible to move on. This was made even more frustrating for me by the ghostly apparitions and demonic visions that roam the halls. These visions were frightening and gruesome to look at, but it's even more frightening when they catch and dispose of you in quite disturbing ways. I'll admit that many times I died because of these unwelcome guests. The atmosphere of the house, in all honesty, is truly eerie, with some great uses of both sound and visuals. There are many sounds which are hair-raising, with crashes and cracklings randomly throughout the house, giving it a very unnerving feeling. The game also knows when to use echoing silence at just the right points for dramatic effect. It draws upon many paralysing images and moving visuals. These dark depictions conjure up sinister visions and help build upon the dark tone and mood throughout the experience. The inventory can be restrictive at times and leaves you feeling unsatisfied with the management system. There are 2 sets of items that you can carry. Dynamic items that are essential to your survival can range from lighters, cameras and pills that can be found around. And there are also key items like room keys which help you navigate puzzles throughout the game. You can only carry 4 dynamic items at any given time. That may sound like a lot, but when you're in a near-death scenario, balancing items is easier said than done. 4 really does not go far, and it often led me to drop items to make room for others. Afterwards, I would double back on myself, hoping that I would remember lumbering in the dark where the item was dropped. With the abandoned house being so big to explore, it contains a lot of stuff. This was initially fun to explore, and it made me take the time to look at every nook and cranny. It was a good storytelling method too, as it makes you throw yourself into the experience, like picking up and examining family photo frames and imagining what might have happened to unleash the current supernatural events. Yet, after a while, there's so much random stuff in the house, a lot of the items have nothing to do with the story at all. Sometimes, even if an item can be used, I found myself asking the question, should I be using this item right now? For instance, should I change a light bulb that has blown? Will it help me? Who knows? Visage embraces an amnesia-style system of sanity control for the character. This is displayed by a red cloud in the left-hand corner of the screen. Just like real life, many factors will come along and affect your sanity. When the red cloud appears, things will escalate quickly, with paranormal activity usually following close behind. Depending on what your sanity meter is at, it will stop you from performing certain tasks to progress to the next stage, and it can even result in surprise supernatural attacks. Your sanity can be restored by staying in well-lit areas, or by popping some pills that are found scattered around the house. The only problem is, it's hard to gauge what point of the meter you're at, with the meter only really appearing when your sanity is already too far gone. My experience with Visage was a bit like a swinging pendulum. On the one hand, it didn't rely on traditional jump scares to get the pulse going. Instead, it lays in wait, biding its time, and allows you to make your own mistakes, which will, inevitably, lead to your downfall. In this sense, it heavily relies on psychological elements to create a truly bone-chilling experience that I surprisingly quite enjoyed. At the other end of the scale, in a game that had such an explorative nature, other mechanics used went directly against this, such as opening doors being a downright nuisance. If you have the patience for figuring out puzzles, Visage will offer a fiendishly good horror experience. And that's the end of this review. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, you know what to do. Go down below, like, subscribe, give the bell a little tickle so that you get notified when we've got new stuff. I've been Chris, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye!